Ladies and gentlemen, I am SidAlpha, and this is a video that I almost did not record due to how difficult it will be for me to even discuss, and also the inevitable allegations of predatory intent that tend to follow such things. But today is the 1-year anniversary of Totalbiscuit's passing, and, well, I have to be honest, I'm not entirely sure what I'm even going to say here, but I felt like I had to say something. You see, John Bain was, well, several years younger than me, a person that I very much looked up to. He was not perfect by any means, none of us are, and as a YouTuber I understand full well that those imperfections can rear their ugly heads at the worst possible moments. But he was very much a person worthy of respect and worth listening to, a quality that in and of itself seems to grow increasingly more rare with each passing year. The Totalbiscuit was naturally a massive influence on my own channel. John's way of analyzing video games in a buyer's guide style first impressions format, his method of being able to sit down and soapbox in a reasoned manner both impressed me and inspired me to finally get up off my lazy ass and start my own YouTube channel. Now, I can honestly say with absolute certainty that without John Bain's influence, I would never have become a YouTuber. I did not know Totalbiscuit well. We weren't exactly friends, but we did speak via email from time to time. He had initially reached out to me to ask me some factual questions regarding the nonsense surrounding Dallas of Dallas Review and his spurious DMCA strike against my channel over the video game Fur Fun. In the couple of years that followed, TB signal boosted me on Twitter a time or two, made brief mention of me in a couple of his videos, and he directly signal boosted my content covering the Alex Maurer debacle. And during that particular mess, TB and I emailed back and forth repeatedly, and we kept in very close communication as we worked jointly to try and press YouTube to more quickly resolve the hundreds of DMCA takedowns Maurer had filed against dozens of content creators. And after all that died down, TB would still email me periodically with random bits of advice, like, I saw your video on this, had you considered that this might be a potential way to go, or don't worry so much about X or Y, ultimately you'll be better off. And while I never had the pleasure of being invited onto the co-optional podcast, I did note that TB had taken at least a periodic interest in my channel, and that made me feel really good about the content that I was creating. That the man who was such an inspiration for me was choosing to give his own 2 cents worth, under the caveat that the contents of any of our emailed correspondence remain behind closed doors, which I will respect 100% even now, and that he was cautiously and carefully helping my channel along. Maybe he was in earnest. Maybe he felt like I needed the help. Maybe he felt like messing with me and I seemed receptive. Who knows? Regardless of intent, his advice did help, and his influence has continued to help mold the thoughtfulness and the desire to press for consumer advocacy with my channel. What I can say about those interactions was that it was heartening to have a massive YouTuber like TB take any interest at all in such a small and still to this day a comparatively insignificant channel. He was always more interested in doing what he felt was right than what was popular, and it really showed. I know there are hundreds, if not thousands of people that have stories of Totalbiscuit. I know Jenna premiered a video on her Twitch channel today that showcased a large number of people sharing their thoughts about Totalbiscuit and also their stories. One woman even shared how she had ended up meeting her fiance due to an indirect influence of TB. Now, if none of you have seen that yet, I would highly recommend it. Because of that video, I wanted to make sure and share my own thoughts because John Bain has been and will continue to be a significant influence both on me and my channel. Like I said, this channel likely would not even exist were it not for him and his content. John's drive, John's determination, and his extreme focus on consumer advocacy coupled with his absolute love for video games was an inspiration to countless people. His desired goal was to be a positive force within the video games industry, and he became so much more than that. He became an absolute force of nature, a pillar of strength that he maintained right up until the last. This will not be a long video. In fact, I think I'm going to wrap things up here, but it is an important one, at least for me. I myself never thought I would experience such a feeling of loss for a man that I'd only corresponded with occasionally via email, but I do feel a profound sense of heartache over an absolute legend and a titan who was taken from this world well before his time. Now, I do have to leave this video monetized due to YouTube's algorithm being what it is, but I will donate the ad revenue generated from this video to a cancer research alliance once a suitable one has been located. And I would ask all of you to go back and rewatch some of your most favorite Totalbiscuit videos and spend some time remembering all of the good things that he's accomplished in this world and for video games, the most wonderful form of entertainment the world has ever known. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, I am SidAlpha, and I'll see you next time.